go to another single-handed sailing trip again. Orpros reaching. This is a lake sailing for you.
You can follow our journey more up to date through Facebook and Instagram. And if you love to donate some funds for building a next Finnish sailing channel, you can show your support through Buy Me a Coffee service.
Here we are going. Beam reaching and close reaching. Wind is shifting quite a bit, but we are moving the right direction. Typically, sailors say that we are going there, and while we are pointing there, but this time we are going there and we are pointing there. So that's a good thing. Fastest way to the finish line. Gusts are coming more from the west, so, and the steady wind is coming more from the north. So decent enough wind directions from tuolla Keitele. There shouldn't be much problem sailing straight to where we want. Let's see how we are getting on. The plan was that I would sail to Matilan selkä near that bridge where we would need to take the mast down and turn back. That is a Ala-Keitele from Äänekoski to the northest point. Let's see where we are getting. We are doing about 3 knots at the moment. Close hauling, of course. And when we pass that one island at our port side, there should be more winds. Let's see how the winds are picking up. Not that much wave action. Quite nice sailing conditions. Gust should be 7 to 8 meters per second. That is 14 to 16 knots. But not yet. They are not that big. Doing 3 knots. Almost at the point of Tyttöjensaari, Girls Island. Some pretty nice gust. Pääsin tyttöjen saari. Just about to pass the green marker outside of Rekola. Tyttöjen saari is right there. Right there in the distance. Now we are beam reaching. Doing 4.5 knots. I should set up my another camera on the rail, but there is too much action for that. There's a motorboat coming in ahead of me, in front of me. There is much room so that there is no need for any action. Just keep course. A little bit colder than last year at the same time when making this single-handed trip. Then there was a perfect summer in Finland, 2 months of quite good warm, but of course when there is warm there is not the decent sailing winds, but that's okay. I prefer warm. But when the August came, then the warm days ended, like cutting in a knife. But it's September now, and there has been one below freezing night at central Finland already, so the fall is going to be long, or the winter is going to be long, or the winter is starting early at least. But let's see how the weather continues to develop. There is yet another motorboat coming towards us, so maintain course. When that motorboat is past us, we can point more to the port side. There is a red cardinal marks, red lateral marks. So pointing there after the motorboat. Little bit worried about my power bank at the boat, so battery. I have a lead acid battery, 200 amp hours. I fill it up with the battery water just before setting out from Äänekoski. Last trip was sailing in Suolahti and back, and battery juice ran out of me and it was a little dry. So let's hope the filling up the water is helping. Plan is to get the bigger solar panel, only have 40 watts panel right now. And the max consumption is 4 to 5 amps. 40 watt panel can only produce 3 or something like that. So maybe 120 or something like that. Watt battery no power solar panel would be nice. It would keep the charge better. Let's see, and also the MPPT controller is on my buy list. Here we go again. Five knots. And a cup of coffee. Here we are at Aution selkä again. We're doing 3 knots and that is our average speed for an hour. Let's see if we can rank that up. Let's see if I can film that narrow passage again. And more importantly, sail through it again. Wind is definitely circling around here. Knots upwind. No one else at this point. It's Salmi. Oh, there was a motorboat behind myself. So we did get to the left side of the passage. Now there is more playroom with the wind angle. At the masthead there is Windex, which is showing where the wind is blowing. So with that I can adjust the sails. Yes, we almost made it. Waiting for wind to come back after that Ukonsalmi. Barely moving, about 1.5 knots. There is hardly any wind, but only a pretty strong gusts that are flowing. So now the wind shifted dead downwind. Again. So let's take down the sails and some anchoring. Here we are anchored at the Härkinselkä, just in time before the rain front is moving above us. Let's hope the anchor doesn't drag. We have fire! Today's menu is lihapiirakka, meat pie with the cheddar cheese and some wieners and a couple of breads to go with. Let's see how this goes. Even though Gordon Ramsay got served with all kinds of Finnish traditional food, this he didn't have. Maybe there's a reason for that, but who knows. Let's let it cook for a while. Alright, meat pie should be ready to eat. Let's take them out and put in the sandwiches. Cup of coffee, meat pie with accessories, and Finnish nature. Gordon Ramsay would be jealous. Not because of the flavor of this meat pie, but because of the peace that there is. Actually, this thing is good. Don't even need ketchup. Quite heavy winds when the rain front comes. Now, my anchoring spot is not ideal for this wind direction, but anchor has held this far, so maybe it will hold in the future. Let's see where we are going. What more is there? When the weather front hits you, just wait it out and eat some candy and cookies. Anchor is holding, and I have a two set of alarms going off if I drag. And of course my eyeballs are the most important ones. Good thing that there is pretty accurate weather data in Finland. So I can see the radar images through app called Rainman. Clouds, the biggest rain front, the clouds has passed us. There is another small one coming up of Viitasaari at 1800s. 6 p.m. And maybe I'll lift my anchor and head back to Äänekoski for now. So let's hoist the mainsail and lift the anchor. Let's take the wind on our sails and start sailing. Let's go to anchor line. Here we are moving with our mainsail and right direction. Everything ready, so we can lift the head sail and start going home. Let's hoist the head sail. Start moving. So tonight the sails are up. Wind is almost nothing, but we are moving somewhere. Let's start pointing the right direction. Let's continue on this course for a while. Then move so that we can get the right angle for the lateral marks. One knot. Wind is howling. So this is a sailor's joke again. We are going there. The wind is coming there. Now here we are pointing to Ukonselkä. Swans are taking off. Let's see if we can go through Konsalmi to the north to the south way too. We are close reaching and pointing to the other side of the land. The Konsaari island of Old Man's stays on port side. Let's see if we can cut the passage. There is winds circling, playing with us as they normally do. Let's see if this is an exception when the wind is coming from west, northwest. Pointing as high as I can. Battery light is blinking. All of my electronics. Tai managed to cut those on camera. soon I will be able to turn on my port side so that if the wind is coming directly at my nose, I can turn a little bit. Let's wait and see what the wind does. Now it's blowing behind me. So we did pass the Ukonsalmi this time. A couple of quite scary spots there. Orpolos reaching. This is a lake sailing for you. Wind is shifting so many times. You lose count. It seems like the wind is coming close beam reacher and or broad reaching, which is good. Straight to Äänekoski. Let's see if that is the case after 5 minutes. So the wind died out and weird problem with the Suzuki again. We let up in the marina and used the motor to get out of the dock and to anchor. When I was restarting the Suzuki, the fuel tank was empty. What the fuck? Pardon my French. Normally you can drive 3 hours from the tank. Now it lasted 10 minutes. Suzuki reliability 0 again.
Thank you for watching. That was my second last sailing trip by myself, so one more coming from season 2021. Thank you.